From a very exciting and a successful leg in Navi Mumbai, we shift to Vadodara now for the second leg of the WPL 2026. Neha, we continue with our segment of Switch Hit. I'm very excited to see what unfolds in this Vadodara leg because Navi Mumbai was filled for batters, filled for runs. Are we expecting the same in this stadium as well?
Hi, Pritam. Once again, really happy to be here on the show, right? I think the kind of drama, excitement, and just the kind of quality of cricket that we got to see in Navi Mumbai has just been,
Yep.
unexplainable in that level. Hopefully, the Vadodara leg also sort of lives up to that reputation. But more importantly, looking forward to our segment, right? RCB versus GG. Starting of this Vadodara leg, couldn't ask for anything better, right?
Absolutely. It couldn't ask for anything better. It couldn't ask for any better start because these two teams faced each other few days back and we saw RC winning it, continuing their winning run as well. We kickstart with our segment too. But first of all, first comment out here. Thank you so much, Jihan. He says that RCB are on a rampage mode. They are looking too strong this season. Should get their second title. Fingers crossed for Neha as always. But first over, that is the power play round. Neha, your six balls coming up. Are you ready for it?
Yes, Pritam, let's do this.
Okay, let's go. All right, let's begin with your first ball of the over. That is, this is the first game in the Vadodara League. And in the 2025 season, Neha, the chasing team won all the six matches that were held last year. Will we see the trend continuing with the teams opting to chase this time around?
Yeah, Preetham, I think a slightly tricky one, but just going by the conditions itself, it seems very
Yeah.
likely that teams who are winning the toss will sort of opt to bowl first because of how the conditions will play out. So yeah, I think it's going to follow a similar trend.
Okay, it will follow up with a similar trend. Thanks a lot for that, Gian, as well. But moving into ball number two from your end, that is just 3 days ago in the reverse fixture, we saw Shriyanka Patil just destroyed the Gujarat Giants with a match-winning, sensational five-wicket haul. Do you think she repeats her magic once again tonight, or will Gujarat's veteran openers with the likes of Beth Mooney and Sophie Devine finally figure it out?
Honestly, Preetham, as an optimistic RCB fan, I would hope for Shriyanka Patil to come good, be amongst the wickets and do her thing. But the very next match, right, we saw her go for almost 44 runs, not
Yeah.
being in that sort of form. So again, I really think that just going by the experience of someone like Gujarat, they can probably get on top of her, and hopefully she still finds a way to be miserly. But amongst the wickets, might be a slightly difficult one, considering she'll need time to get used to these conditions.
Fair enough, but I must give credit to her with the way she bowled in the second because there were excessive dew, and in that dew, she got so much turn and bounce and so much control. That's where I think her hard work paid off after her injury. Ball number three coming up for you now. Smriti Mandana was the latest to come so close yet so far in breaking the WPL century curse. But the wait continues for all of us to see the first century in WPL. Which southpaw do you think will score more runs today, Beth Mooney or Smriti Mandana?
It has to be Smriti Mandana by a mile, Preetham. This season, although she had that sort of a slow start, I think just the way she batted right in the last game, just giving us inclinations that she is in it for the long
Yeah.
haul. And RCB is right now at the top of the table, in all likelihood, will be one of the first teams to qualify too. So just her being in this sort of form is, definitely good sign. Speaking at the right time for RCB.
Peaking at the right time for RCB, backing Smriti Mandana to continue her form and score more runs in comparison to Beth Mooney. Ball number four, according to you, and your one. This is a very interesting one. Gujarat's Bharti Fulmali has been the surprise of the tournament, according to me, striking at a massive striker of 192. And she was given a lifeline in the previous game. She made it count, but not too much because RCB ended up winning it. Would you rather have either of these players if you have to finish off well in the last 2 overs? Richa Ghosh of RCB or Bharti Fulmani of GG?
Honestly, this is again such a tough one, and I'm so glad you asked this question, Preetham, because Bharti Fulmari, right?
Yep.
Again, just looking at her performances this season, coming from a great domestic season, has been working really, really hard behind the scenes to be at this level. Interestingly,
Mhm.
gets a call up for India, as they look ahead for
Correct. Yeah.
Australia tour as well. So right now, I would be inclined to go with Bharti, right? Because of the way Gujarat has been making the most of her. Completely agree with Jehan here that that's the beauty of the WPL too, right? Although Richa is in a league of her own, I think Bharti is definitely
True.
the talk of the town for the right reasons.
So you're saying Bharti Footmali at the moment in this period?
Yes.
Absolutely. I really love this answer, to be honest. Now, moving into ball number five, that is RCB has never lost a game at this venue in Vadodara. 2-0 as per their streak going on. If they lose tonight, who is that one player you will blame for the loss, or you can say the upset, because RCB are in a different peak at the moment, just like Jian said at the beginning?
Honestly, Preetham, like in our analysis, we never really throw any player under the bus. I think a lot will
Right.
depend, right, on how the match sort of unfolds. Hopefully, either teams don't find themselves in that sort of a situation, and RCB in particular, right, because a lot of people have raised questions on certain uncapped players not being utilized to the best of their ability, and how certain Indian players are just not getting that right opportunity. So yeah, again, probably will not answer this with a name.
Okay, you're not answering this with a name because I'm sure you will say at the end that you're tilting slightly towards RCB to win this contest. To ball number six, there's something I think Gian will for sure like this question too. Lauren Bell has bowled 61 dot balls out of 96 deliveries so far in the WPL. She's basically a human brick wall in the power play for RCB. How many wickets does she pick tonight in the power play? Wicketless or one or two or three or more?
I think here, Preetham, I would want to go in with a prediction of probably 2 wickets because of just how incisive she has been in the power play, right? The
Okay.
dot balls obviously, sort of speak for itself, but then she has just been immaculate with her line and length. It would not be any different in this Vadodara leg as well. So my prediction is somewhere in the range of 1 and 2 in the initial spell, and hopefully she comes back strong again.
One and two, according to you. Jian says a fifer inside the power play. Oh my God, that's the reason why she's such a threat inside the power play for our for oppositions playing for RCB. We have seen Captain Smriti Mandana backing her, bowling a 3 overs inside the power play, being a little bit aggressive, and the good change. Before I move on to the second round, which is the second over to you. How much smart move was that to bring in the Georgia Wolf for Lindsay Smith?
Honestly, that was a move I think a lot of us RCB fans really did want, right, for the longest period
Oh,
of
yeah.
time because Grace Harris again did come as a little bit of an out of the syllabus sort of thing, right? A lot of people felt she would be more suited for the middle order, and Georgia Wall was going to be a sure shot in that playing 11. But RCB sort of believed that, hey, probably getting in Lindsay Smith because of her performances in the World Cup, it sort of merited a place in that playing 11, but she couldn't make the most of it. And bring in Georgia Wall at that number 3 position when you felt that batting order was precarious after the top order sort of fires. And sometimes when they don't, you need, right, your middle order to step up. And yeah, that's exactly where Georgia Wall solves your problem and adds a lot of stability. So I'd definitely say, I think it was a great move and hopefully reaps a lot of dividends going
Yes,
ahead there.
surely, because the first game she plays scored a half century as well. Why not? We shouldn't wait because I might face a couple of Georgia World Yorkers or pull shots from your end. Go ahead with your over number two.
Yeah, Preetham, I definitely have an interesting over in store for you. You stumped me on multiple occasions. Hopefully, I can, exact some revenge on you. But are you all set, Preetham? Over to let's do this.
Absolutely, let's bring it on.
Yes, Preetham. So my first question to you here is: which batter do you think is, more likely to sort of survive and dominate the opening burst? Do you think it's going to be, Beth Mooney against pace or Smriti Mandana against spin? I know these are interesting matchups. I've put you in a bit of a
Very
pickle, but
interesting.
your pick.
Very interesting, because if we talk about these two oppositions playing the previous game as well, and I told you in the previous game that Smriti Mandana is going to get a score below 20. This time I say it's going to be Beth Mooney once again, because she was the one who took on Lauren Bell in that previous game and then eventually got out at the end of the power play. But I certainly think that it's going to be once again Beth Mooney against pace, because you will face a little bit of Arundhati Reddy and Lauren Bell inside the power play. That's where she might break the shackles if Sophie Devine takes her time. I'm going for Beth Mooney inside the power play.
Well, that's definitely a safe choice, Preetham, because Beth Mooney is an absolute bank, right, when it comes to being dependable and scoring those runs. Which sort of brings me to my next question about which
Yeah.
bowling type do you think will decide the game in Vadodara tonight? Do you think it's going to be a sort of spin choke or just, pace and hit the deck sort of a surface, just based on your analysis and trends so far?
It's a fresh wicket because it's going to be the first match of the tournament that is going to be held in the Vadodara this season. So I think it's going to be a fresh wicket, batting paradise. But on the other hand, I also think that if you have to assist either of the bowling department, has to be pacers because I expect a little bit of grass covering also in the wicket. That's where I think the likes of Lauren Bell and the other seamers, Renuka Singh Thakur, might come into play. I'm going for pacers hitting the deck.
Fair choice again there, Preetham. And again, an early prediction here. Let's probably hear your thoughts. Like, what do you think is the one tactical change you'll hear at, in the post-match presentation? Like, captains will probably reflect on this. Do you think they'd probably be like, I got that toss wrong, or the batting order or bowling changes? Anything that could be reflected upon by skippers in the match after it's done?
Not the toss because I think the trend will continue of team opting to chase more about morally because it's a fresh wicket. Chasing might help. Dew might come into play. Batting changes no because both the teams have really good top order batters. Grace Harris, Mandana, and then you have Georgia Vole for RCB. Similarly, Beth Mooney, Sophie Devine, and Ashley Gardner, or then you have. Georgie Wareham too. So I think that both the teams have a decent top order. I think the bowling is where I think RC may do a tweak in the top of the order. Shriyanka Patil might be introduced early in the power play, maybe the second over against Beth Mooney. Maybe we might see that, or maybe the fourth over. After the second over of Lauren Bell, we might see a Shriyanka Patil inside the power play attacking or going head to head versus Beth Mooney, the left handed batter.
Ooh, love that. Already seeming like quite the mouth-watering clash, something we will look
Yeah.
forward to. And talking about match winners too, right, Preetham? Like, who do you think will have a match-winning influence, right, without big numbers on the scorecard, but have quietly done their thing? Do you have any predictions? Oh, Jehan might already have an answer here, but yeah.
Gian definitely has too many answers. Silent contributors, I'll go with Gian, no doubt with that. Nareen de Klerk has been my favorite since months now because of her splendid knocks in the World Cup and similarly in the opening game of the contest too in the WPL. So I'm going for Nareen de Klerk once again.
Absolutely love that choice. The RCB fan in me is clearly not complaining, but so far, Preetham, I think you've faced all the four balls of this over really well, which sort of brings me to my last few. Now, if this match right goes to the last over, like whose decision-making skills would you trust more? Would it be Richa Ghosh behind the stumps for you, or like Beth Mooney at the crease? I know these are two very different ways of looking at it, but do you have a choice for this one?
So you're saying Richa Ghosh the wicket keeper and Beth Mooney the batter?
Yeah.
Okay, so for me to get the game over the line, I'll certainly go for Beth Mooney, the batter, because the experience she brings in the table and the decision making, game reading sense. Not to disrespect Richard, she's grown up rapidly and such a quality player now for India and for RCB. I'll go for the experience of Beth Mooney.
Yeah, I love that choice. And last but not the least, Preetham, like which team do you think is better suited, to grind it out? Do you think it's RCB's experience or Gujarat's all-round depth, right? That's undeniable.
Grinding it out experience comes into play, and I said that in the previous game, but if the game goes down to the wire, it's going to be GG taking out because Sophie Devine is delivered in the last over. But this time I'm going to the flip side. I'm going for RC because of the way they were put into pressure. Not it was all four games were not cakewalk victories for RCB, Neha, because a couple of them they were put under pressure. Similarly, the one versus GG2. So that's where I think they have come out in numbers, the experience, the leadership Mandana has shown. Catching has not been great. That's where the only place RCB needs to improve at the moment. They're catching outfielding. Otherwise, I think I'm once again going for RCB.
Lovely, Preetham. I think that pretty much does conclude my segment of the middle overs, and I think you answered them really well. Yeah, let's move on to I think our joint favorite segment.
Absolutely, a joint favorite segment, which is over number 3, the death overs. Can't wait to get it go rolling as well. Neha, are you ready for that?
Yes, Preetham, let's do this.
Okay. Right then, final one, prediction question from my end, just like always do. RCB are currently 4-0 at this stage, at this season. Only team unbeaten, right to the top of the table. Like you said, the beginning of the show, likely to be the first team qualifying for the playoffs too. Well, GG, after a good start, lost two on the trot, are currently two lost, 2-1 at the moment. Can RCB do the double over the Gujarat Giants this season around? Or do you think the Giants prove that Vadodara is the venue where streaks go to die?
I think just looking at the confidence level in the RCB unit, right? 4 wins out of four. This is the team, right? On any given day, you will sort of give that advantage and edge. And again, I agree here completely with Jehan that RCB is going to win big, right? There's no two ways of looking at it. Gujarat
Okay.
is still a unit that needs, some areas to iron out. I think we can expect like a blockbuster clash on cards, but I'd still, probably be a little leaning towards RCB to go for the win tonight.
Okay, so you're leaning towards RCB no matter what happens at the toss. I'm very, very curious to know what is my question coming up.
Yeah, Preetham, as always, my favorite bit where I throw in my predicted playing 11s for
Yeah.
both the teams and sort of, get your thoughts on it. Let's start off with RCB itself, right? So here's my playing 11. So we have Grace Harris and Smriti Mandana to open. You have Georgia Wall coming in at 3, Gautami Nayak. You have Richa Ghosh, Radha Yadav, Nadine De Klerk, Arundhati Reddy, Shreyanka Patil, Saili Sadgare, and Lauren Bell. This rounds up my
Mhm.
RCB playing 11. And for Gujarat, again, I think pretty much on predicted lines itself. Beth Mooney and Sophie Devine to open. We have Ash Gardner, Georgia Wareham, Bharti Fulmali. We have Ayushi Soni, Kanika
Yeah.
Ahuja, Kashvi Gautam, Tanuja Kanwar, Rajeshwari Gaikwad, and Renuka Singh Thakur. So, Preetham, my question to you here is like, which playing 11 looks better to you on paper, and yeah, like how does it shape up for you?
RCB does look better on paper. I'll tell you a couple of reasons why. And the first one was it really did surprise me in the previous game that why the likes of Rajeshwari Gaikwad and Tenuja Kanwar were not given the ball in hand. I don't know the reason behind that because they were underbowled in the previous game. They were held back for as long as they can. And that's the reason why I think that RCB on paper look a good side to me. But in terms of experience in the power hitting, both the teams have quality internationals, and that's where the difference comes in the middle order of RCB. Nadine D. Clark and Richa Ghosh. Someday, I think they both will click together, and maybe it's today. Maybe it's a chase where we 5 overs left, 60 run needed, and both of them goes bonkers. I think in terms of where the team looks on paper, RCB for sure. But I'll play safe once again, just like I said in the previous game. The team that chases are going to be winning the game.
Well, Preetham, I think all RCB fans will hope you are Nostradamus because your predictions often do end up coming true. And yeah, who wouldn't
Correct.
want, right? Nadine De
It's
Klerk
not just
and
RCB
Richa Ghosh.
fan because I must tell you, UP Warriors fans are also interested in knowing that RCB should win, which helps UP Warriors too because they lately woke up well and they're getting it back to victories.
Absolutely. Love to see a new team, sort of throw in their weight and not just make it a very predictable, playoffs race. So
Yeah.
nice to see Avinash here too. But yeah, Preetham, I think you fielded that really well. And hopefully, yeah, your predictions do end up coming true.
All right, that's all. That's all we have. Coverage starting pretty much soon. Toss at 7 p.m. as well. Another blockbuster contest. The second leg of the WPL 2026 now starting from Vadodara. Thanks a lot, Neha. Thanks to all the viewers for watching this video. Special thanks to Jian and Avinash as well for all your comments as well. We will be back soon for the next segment. Or switch it. Till then, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to the Fifth Umpire and Never on the Back Foot as well. Thank you so much.